Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Reynolds Field here on the campus of Salve Regina University in beautiful and historic Newport, Rhode Island. Today, the Salve Regina Seahawks will be taking on the Lynx of Lesley University in a non-conference matchup here on a beautiful afternoon. Hello again and welcome. I am Andrew Pizzelli bringing you the call here today. I'd like to welcome into the broadcast my good friend Sal Gualtieri. Sal, how are we doing here this afternoon?
Andrew, we're good. It's a beautiful day after interesting weather this week, but the sun's out and we're ready.
Well, we've had cold days, then we've had rainy days, and now today a warm day, and tomorrow we're expecting some snow. So just another New England day. I can't remember looking at me like, what? I'm just kidding. Sal, how about you tell us a little bit about today's matchup between the Seahawks and the Lynx?
Well, Andrew, it's been tough sledding for the Seahawks in their past two. 10 goals let up. They on Saturday they went out against Endicott, and Endicott just took it to them. They traveled with the men's team. Both teams unable to score a goal, but the women unable to get the result they were looking for, losing 5-0, and it'll be a tough challenge today for against the Lynx.
1, 2, 3, Salve!
It poured yesterday morning and night. It rained all day on Tuesday, and the field dry enough here today. They wanted to get this game in before returning to conference play this weekend. Lynx have won 2 in a row coming into today. They beat Elms College 1-0 in overtime. Rachel Buckley netted the lone goal for the Lynx. In net for the Lynx, Brittany Gahn, 5'5" junior from Bellevue, Washington. And opposing her will be Carly Pala. Between the pipes for the Seahawks, a 5'8" senior from Milford, Connecticut. And the team's just about ready to get underway. As Devin DeFalco and Abby McMacken wait at midfield to get things started. And away we go. Abby McMacken will chip it into the Lynx territory. Delaney Maxwell trying to chase it down, and it's poked out of bounds by Kerry Larson.
Andrew, it'll be important for the Seahawks to win the first 5 minutes of this one. They haven't been playing with much confidence as of late, dropping the past 2, and the fact that the Lynx have won their past 2, it'll be imperative for the Seahawks to get off to a good start here.
Off the throw-in from the far corner, the Lynx come away with the ball. Now move it out to midfield. Melanie Matheson moves it to the near side, dancing with it now. C. Scholes. Along now for Rachel Buckley, tied up with Zemrello. Along the near side, Nicole Georges plays it with the left foot, but gives it away to the Lynx, to Matheson, who fires it long and deep, but out of play.
This is the Lynx' 6th away game out of 7 games. They opened up the season at home. But other than that, they've been well-traveled as they traveled to Texas earlier in the month.
That's some frequent flyer miles,
I'd say.
Cody moves it to the far side. Trying to find DeFalco in the middle. The ball is kicked out of play. Seahawks will retain possession. Along the far touchline. Ball lobbed in towards DeFalco. Hops out of play and is given back to the Lynx. Throw in for Hope Seashoals. Abby McMacken had it for a moment, lost it. Loose ball out near midfield, poked back in deep to Lynx territory. Now a foot race for Devin DeFalco into the corner, and it's kicked away by Kerry Larson.
Andrew, look for that ball to die if it keeps going, especially with the wet grass.
And that northeast corner of the field is the one that is still the most waterlogged. Zemrello drops it back off to McLaughlin, and it's booted out of play. McLaughlin trying to feed it out to midfield, and 2 Lynx were there to block the path of her pass. And it will be a goal kick here for the Seahawks. McLaughlin drives the ball out to midfield. Headed first by the Lynx. First touch it was McKenna Straub. Possession here for the Lynx. Trying to feed it across the field, and they do. Shael Allen Caballero throws it towards the net, headed in front, and they score!
Well, Andrew, that's a great ball from Allen Caballero. And I don't think Carly Paula saw it much of the way.
We'll get a look at the replay here. And she said a great ball to the right side to Shael Allen Caballero. And beautifully placed in front. And we'll wait to hear the official announcement on who the goal scorer was. It was a crowd in front. But 1-0 Lesley, just the start they were looking for.
Lesley goal scored by number 25, Rachel Buckley.
So it's Buckley who had the game winner against Elms, putting the Lynx on the board first. Allen Caballero. And racing out is Paula, colliding with a Lynx player who's a little shaken up in front, but she gets up and is okay.
Looks like Buckley. It's a good play by Paula there, Andrew. She had to be aggressive after letting up that goal.
Well, nearly 4 minutes gone. We talked about the Seahawks wanting to win the first 5, but it's 1-0 Lesley right out of the gates. Ball played out to midfield, headed by Jordan Mitchell. And they're going to call a foul here against the Lynx. That'll be a kick for McLaughlin. Headed first by McMacken. Taken by the Lynx at midfield. Mitchell. Tied up for a moment. Moves it to the near side. Seashoals looking for space. Touched wide now. Allen Caballero around McLaughlin down the right side. Crosses it in front, and it's denied by the Seahawks. DeFalco, I think, tracking back. Make that Smith. Throw in here for the Seahawks, just off to the side of their own bench. Zamrello tosses it into McMacken. McMacken, off a couple of rebounds, fires it over midfield. Controlled by the Lynx, Sam Ring trying to loop it into Seahawk territory. Allen Caballero now trying to track it down right side, and it's booted out of play by McLaughlin.
Andrew, keep an eye on that right side for the Lynx. Caballero, and match up against Nicole Georges, and Zamrello will be imperative for the Seahawks to win that battle.
And they're working that right side right now. McLaughlin's kick tied up in the wind. Going to fall about 15 yards short of midfield. Zamrello trying to move it to the far side, looking for Delaney Maxwell out of play. Controlled by the Lynx.
When the player takes the goal, he sails up the 18.
McMacken couldn't get to that one. It bounces to Carly Paula off the midfield feed. And she'll wait to kick it away, and she'll be kicking into a wind.
She'll beat the wind there.
Emily Zamrello. I think that Katie Zamrello, excuse me. And now here come the Lynx. Dancing at midfield. Matheson now to her right with a drive that goes wide.
It's been all Lynx so far, Andrew.
Buckley and Ring. Jordy's on top of the 18 now, but she's not off.
McLaughlin with the kick. Low line drive, spinning out towards midfield. DeFalco looking for space. Trying to connect in the middle to Katie Zimmerello. Denied by the Lynx. Mitchell trying to harass the ball. Emily Zimmerello with the left foot. Plays it towards Smith. Georges hits it back into the middle of the field. Smith now trying to find Abby McMacken. McMacken chipping it into space. Caracody now playing it down the right side. It'll hop out of play. Given back to the Lynx. Throw in once again for Lesley. Kerry Larson lobs it in play. On the ground for Mitchell. Larson now plays it into the corner. It hops out of play. Possession will remain with Lesley. 36-46 to play here in the first half. 1-0. Lynx leading the Seahawks. Jumped on top very early on a goal from Buckley.
You gotta win it.
Ball fed up top of the box. Buckley almost settled that down for a minute. The Seahawks will feed it back out towards midfield. Kept alive by the Lynx. Buckley fighting for it, driving it towards the goal. It'll hop wide. But great effort here from the Lynx.
Like I said before, Andrew, it's been all Lynx so far. And they've just been able to apply the pressure, not letting the Seahawks generate any sort of offense whatsoever. And the only time the ball has been on the other end, the Lynx have controlled it.
And we'll have a corner here for Lesley. It will be Rachel Buckley in the far corner to put it in play. She drives the ball towards the net, and Paula grabs it with two hands. Easy grab there for Carly.
She'll take that all day, Andrew.
Twirling kick bounces high at midfield. Headed first by the Lynx. Seashoals had it. Now at midfield, Sam Ring stripped by McMacken. Drops it back off to Emily Zimmerello, and she can't keep it in play along the near side touchline. Hope Seashoals tosses it in. Mitchell. Back to Seashoals. Georges trying to go for the steal. Ball fed into the middle now. Kicked out of play into the Lynx bench. They will retain the ball. Throw in at midfield. Georges trying to feed it down the near touchline, and once again it'll be a midfield throw-in for the Lynx. Ball runs off the foot of McKenna Straub. Tossed in now. Georges trying to get it to McMacken. Ball loose now for Jordan Mitchell, off and running. Chipping it into space. Alan Caballero now plays it to the top of the box. Buckley will have to race way to the left side to collect it. Maxwell hustling back into the corner. Kept alive by Kerry Larson. And now Buckley with a long drive towards the net, and it's grabbed by Paula. Paula's kick, high kick, will fall short of midfield, controlled first by the Lynx. It'll roll out of play. And a throw in here for Chloe Kyumjin. And Sal, is there anything you're seeing strategically that's aiding the Lynx right now, or are they just bringing more energy to the field?
They're just bringing more energy. It's starting even at the top. Their coaches are engaged. Their players are extremely engaged. You only hear shouting and yelling coming from the left side of us. And the Seahawks are going to have to make a few adjustments. I've noticed that they're moving east-west, north-south. They should be moving, east-west. And it's been a early struggle for them, but if they make the right adjustments, they should be okay.
Paula had to make another tough save that time. Alan Caballero was trying to get free. She has an assist in this game, looking for a goal. 1-0 Lesley. Buckley scoring early. And that ball just died on the right side. Maxwell catches up to it as it's stuck in the mud, trying to cross it in front. And it's fired away from trouble by Hope Seashoals. Kept alive by the Seahawks into the corner. And I think we're going to get a foul here called against Lesley, and we will.
There's a big chance for the Seahawks, Andrew. They're first. And against a team like Lesley, they're going to have to capitalize on the chances that they'll get.
Kick for McMacken on the 28-yard line. Swings the right leg, drives it high and wide over the top of the net. And we've got two subs coming in for the Seahawks, Jamie Robert and Mia Papiro.
Number 21, Jamie Robert, and number 25, Mia Papiro.
Foul here against the Seahawks. Approaching 31 minutes to play here in the first half. Lynx fire a bouncing ball into Seahawk territory. Ball given away near the 18, kept alive by the Lynx. Right side Mitchell plays it into the box. Poked out of play. Lesley will throw in. Hope Seashoals.
Here we go, we're working.
Along the near touchline. Lobs it in towards Buckley. Touch back to Seashoals on the right side. Trying to move it up top. Zamrell there to knock it away. Bouncing towards McMacken. And Papiro can't catch up to it before it heads out of play in towards the Lesley bench.
And Andrew, you and I have talked a lot about the term kick and run, and it's very one-dimensional. It seems as if, as of right now, the Seahawks are very one-dimensional on the offensive end.
McMacken at midfield, trying to drop it all the way back. She does to Kara Cody. Fires it down the right side. Maxwell trying to get to it in a foot race, and it's fired out of play all the way out onto Lawrence Avenue and up towards the library.
Here we go, LU, let's work. You gotta get around that.
Mitchell trying to corral it midfield. Smith rips it away from Ring. Trying to move it out high, knocked away. Out at midfield. Seahawks try to settle it down. McLaughlin. Seashoals now trying to chase it down. Papiro on her back. Loose ball comes to Brittany Gahn. First time we've really had to call her name here today, and she boots it out towards midfield. McLaughlin trying to spin it forward toward McMacken. McMacken chipping it into the corner, and it'll head out of play.
Here we go, Gray, let's work.
We'll get a goal kick here for Brittany Gahn.
We'll have a substitution for Lesley. Freshman Claire Hounslow will come on for Sam Ring.
Entering the game for Lesley, number 13, Claire Hounslow.
Gahn's low line drive. Bounces out towards midfield. Seahawks trying to fire it in deep once again. Maxwell has it kicked away from her. Seahawks will throw in from the far touchline. A short lob. Trying to find McMacken. Kick back to midfield. McLaughlin. Trying to move it forward. Giving away to the Lynx. From the center back position, Sophie Smurthwaite drives it forward. Paula will come out to get it. Take it away from Molly Leary, who was chasing that ball back and also shielding away Jordan Mitchell. High kick once again from Paula. Headed forward, Jamie Robert trying to chase it down. It deflects off of her, and now Papiro will try to catch up to it down the left side, and Seashoals will just slide and kick it out of play.
11:29 for 11.
Corner here for the Seahawks. We tick towards 27 minutes to play in the first half. Katie Zimrello in the near side corner to put it in play.
And the Seahawks have really upped up the pressure in these last 5 minutes. Let's see if they can convert it into something for them.
The kick, loose in front in a crowd, and the Lynx get to it first. Had a lot of commotion and traffic out in front there. The Seahawks couldn't get their foot on it first. Lynx come away with the ball off the Seahawks throw-in. Emily Zimrello trying to get it to Papiro. Knocked away there. McLaughlin driving it forward again. Papiro trying to settle it down in a foot race again with Seashoals. And it went off of her, out of play. Papiro will throw in. Long lob looking for Robert. Ball out of play. Possession still for Salve. Papiro trying to lob it into Robert, who's pushed down from behind.
Katie! Abby, get in the box! Stay high.
Katie Zimrello will take the kick here. McMacken goes to take up position inside the box.
Seahawks leaving 4 players outside of the box. There's a lot more gray jerseys in the box than white.
Kick driven towards the net, headed first by the Lynx, bouncing up high. Mitchell kicks it over her head, back out towards midfield. Now a foot race between Cody and Kayumjin. And it goes off of Cody, out of play.
Forgot there was a sub.
Entering the game for Lesley, number 29, Ruby Hill.
And Ruby Hill will enter for the Lynx for Chloe Kaunjan.
Some heading in, some heading.
24:39 to play in the first half. 1-0 Lesley. Rachel Buckley very early on in the game with the lone goal so far. A couple of late chances here for the Seahawks. The Lynx controlled the opening stanza of this first half.
And the Seahawks have came to play in the last 10. There hasn't been any real chances for the Lynx. Something might be brewing here as Zimrello does a great job to track back.
Not back, boy, not back.
Was in a foot race with Alan Caballero. Mitchell for the Lynx, trying to get the return pass a little bit behind her there. And Papiro able to squirt it forward, trying to move it to herself, tied up and tripped. No call either way. Both players go down. Ref says play on. Seashoals trying to keep it alive. Ball played into the corner for Caballero. Knocked off of her, out of play. Nifty play there by McLaughlin. Throw in for Emily Zimrello, trying to find Papiro. Moves it out to midfield. Bouncing for Katie Zimrello. And she drives it long and deep, and it'll roll to Gahn. And Britley Gahn, junior keeper, excuse me, will now kick it away over midfield. Buckley waiting at midfield. And she, I think, slipped there, trying to make that pass. Here's Smith for Salve. Pass intercepted. Alan Caballero plays it down the right side, and Mitchell trying to catch up to it first. Fired out of play by Molly Leary. This is a good answer here, Sal, by the Lynx after that couple of flurry of Seahawk chances.
The Seahawks definitely control the second stanza as we enter the third. It'll be interesting to see if the Lynx can double their lead.
Players go tumbling to the ground once again. And no call made. That was a collision between Katie Zimrello and I think Buckley.
We'll have a mountain of subs. For the Lynx is Taylor Mayberry, Kyra Harbis, and Kendall Egan.
For Lesley, number 5, Taylor Mayberry. Number 9, Kyra Harbis. And number 14, Kendall Egan.
They'll replace Hope Seychelles, Kerry Larson, and Zylel Alan Caballero.
Harbis trying to move it forward, giving back to the Seahawks. Pass too far for Papiro to get to. Now she's going to try and hustle to get back to it along the near side. Zimrello driving it forward into space. Ball knocked away there. Papiro, great job to keep it alive along the near side and then trying to cross back to her left foot. She has it roll out of play.
Andrew, the Seahawk momentum, it really shifted towards the Seahawks when Jamie Robert and Mia Papiro entered.
And we have a player down for the Lynx. And while she's checked on, we will step aside. Welcome back to the field off of the timeout. It was Taylor Mayberry who was shaken up. being attended to now by the Salve Regina athletic training staff. Head athletic trainer David Cox checking her out on the near sideline. Caitlin Scott has checked in her place.
And the Lynx control it. It'll be Scott. She keeps possession as she dribbles out of traffic. She'll rope on the Paula and she'll come up with it. Paula's punt is past midfield and it's won by the Lynx. Scott has it and she finds Buckley. He's knocked down by Papiro and it'll be a foul on Mia just in front of the Seahawk brass.
It's been a physical game. There's been a lot of no calls. The rest have kind of let them play.
There's been bodies on the ground a bunch. That could have to do with the surface as well.
We've seen some players slip out at midfield and then in the corners, which is where it's most wet.
As that free kick goes through a bunch of players, and it'll be a goal kick for the Seahawks.
18:40 to play in the first half. 1-0 Lesley with the lead. Goal kick here for McLaughlin. Low line drive comes up short of midfield, bounces off of Emily Smith. Ball moved for Scott now, trying to give and go. Scott chasing it down, and Zimrello fires it out of play. Off onto the baseball infield. Ball knocked away out of play. This time it will belong to the Seahawks. McMacken can't keep it alive. Last touch though by the Lynx. Zimrello trying to carry through two players, tripped up, and they do call the foul there. You had both Scott and Hunslow applying the contact. McLaughlin's kick. Trying to find Jamie Robert. Fed out of play. Bouncing towards us. Molly Leary keeping it away from Mitchell. Chip back into space now. Collected by Cody. Trying to find Katie Zimrello. Angling towards the far side of the field.
Yeah.
Maxwell. Working 1-on-2, trying to get it to Jamie Robert. Out of play, last touch by the Seahawks. 16:36 to play in the first half. 1-0 Lesley. Rachel Buckley with the only goal last game for the Lynx, and the only goal so far here today.
And both teams have had great chances so far. And the Lynx capitalize on their first one. As Ashley Dino will replace Emily Smith.
For Salve Regina number 29, Ashley Dignall.
Toss in from the far corner. Trying to turn and shoot. Zimrello now trying to pinch in. Again, players go tumbling to the ground, and this time they call the foul against the Seahawks. Seahawks have had a couple of great chances off of corners. No one's really been able to shoot the ball on the goal, just having the opportunity with the ball so close in a crowd.
It just takes that one body to get in front of the ball.
Papiro checked off the ball. McLaughlin comes in, drives it forward with the left foot, trying to find Robert. Ball bouncing at midfield. Papiro catching up to it again, trying to squirt it forward. Robert knocked off the spot. Dignault can't get to it. Collected now by the Lynx. Chipped into space. McLaughlin aggressively pinching up. Now Zamrello having a chase from behind to try and get it away from Hunslow. Zamrello now to Dignault. Playing it into space wide of Robert. Grabbed by the Lynx. Matheson giving away to Emily Zamrello. Plays it out towards midfield. Bouncing for McMacken. Trying to chip it forward towards Robert. And it almost got over the head of Brittany Gahn. And colliding there with Robert. And both of them.
Good idea by McMacken there. This is a simple ball over the top. Definitely tried to cause some havoc there. And Robert almost did. But Gahn beat her to the ball.
Scott misses on the header. Kendall Egan trying to chase it into the corner. Egan now playing it to the top of the box at the 18. And the right-footed kick goes wide and is grabbed by Paula. Went off the foot of Buckley.
We're Who are you going for?
Mitchell now with the takeaway for the Lynx. Twirls one to the left side. Buckley up top. Dancing to her left. Trying to drop it back off to midfield.
Who are you going in for?
Kick to the right side. Mitchell now trying to find space. Can't split two Seahawks. Good job there by McLaughlin and Zamrello. Pitching in is Egan. And she has it poked away from behind. Possession still for the Lynx. With 13:20 to play in the half.
There'll be 3 subs for the Seahawks. It'll be Sam Redmond,
For Lesley, number 7.
Jen Quinn, and Jess Watson.
And entering the game for Salve Regina, number 3, Samantha Redmond, number 11, Jen Quinn, and number 23, Jessica Watson.
And the goal scorer, Rachel Buckley, and exits as well.
Ball fed out of play behind the net. Out towards Shepherd Ave. It'll be a goal kick for the Seahawks. Kick got tied up in the wind. There's a low line drive. Comes up way short of midfield. Bouncing out near the 18. Mitchell trying to collect it. McLaughlin boots it away. Jamie Robert now trying to accelerate to it. She does. Trying to carry through 2 Lynx. Sliding tackle made on the far side. Ball will just barely roll out of play. Mitchell for the Lynx, trying to get to it. Long kick from the Seahawks, trying to find McMacken. Kick back the other way now. Scott in a battle for it. Able to shield away the smaller defender. Hunslow now. Matheson fires it deep into Seahawk territory. Bouncing ball for Kendall Egan. Egan now crosses it out in front. Kicked high in the air. Inside the 18. Bouncing ball into the corner. Seahawks trying to move it away from trouble. Cody trying to harass Ruby Hill on the far side. McLaughlin trying to feed Dignault. Kept alive by Caitlin Scott into the corner. Jordan Mitchell able to turn the corner on McLaughlin. Mitchell now crossing it in front, and it's snagged by Paula.
Andrew, the defense has got to be stronger there. I feel like McLaughlin just the ball kind of just danced around her.
Paula's kick sailing to McMacken. Loose on the ground. Robert trying to jump in and get to it. Knocks down a Lynx player. And now she is slow to get up. That's Melanie Matheson absorbing the contact there.
Stop time.
And the official is giving words to McKenna Straub. Stop time to talk to her.
McKenna, shut up.
I think the Lynx aren't happy about some of the contact that's been happening.
Yeah, head coach Paul Vasconcelos not thrilled.
What number? 22.
Cody can't keep it alive on the far side. Out of play, throw in here for the Lynx. And we will have more subs, 3 at a time for the Lynx.
Entering the match.
It'll be Holly Bushelman, Natsuki
Natuski
Fata Karakui, and Maddie Dietrich.
Maddie Dietrich and number 28, Holly Bushelman.
Take them back.
It'll be a corner for the Lynx. Just under 9 minutes remaining here in the first half.
There's another scoring chance for Lesley.
I see you, Kendall.
Just check back and you're in the line of sight with Ken, yeah.
The kick, twisting in front, and it comes right to Paula, and she grabs it. Paula's kick, sailing out to midfield. Scott now. Little stop and start down the sideline, firing it out towards the top of the box. Scott now chipping in front over the head of Cody. Ball spun towards the net and will go out of play and another corner.
You just feel the energy right now from the Lynx.
I see you, Kira. Right here, Liz. Come on in.
And if you're a Lesley fan, what you have to like is that they've been rotating a number of people in, and the energy level has remained the same. Getting a balanced effort here today from their group.
Definitely keeping the fresh legs on, as that's a great chance for Dietrich, but she heads it wide.
And that's what head coach Paul Vasconcelos was looking for. You heard him say before on the previous corner, keep it out of the goalie's hands on the corners and the crosses. They'd had him go straight to Paula a number of times. That time right where they wanted it, but it was just headed wide, as you said, Sal. And it feels like the Seahawks are chasing the action right now. The Lynx in control with 6:50 to play in the first half.
They're just slowing the ball down, Andrew. Playing the feet.
Scott rips it away in the corner, trying to play it up top. Kick towards the net, blocked in front by Zimrello. Out to midfield, played in front. Kendall Egan trying to move it there. Egan with it once again. Drives it off of Dignault. Seahawks able to clear it out to midfield. And it'll hop out of bounds into the Lynx bench. Ball headed forward by Bushelman. Bushelman again now, trying to pressure McLaughlin from behind. Egan with time and space. Softly plays it out to midfield. Melanie Matheson. Back out to Smurthwaite. Pressured by Robert, and Robert takes it away. Has McMacken streaking down the middle as well. McMacken is offsides.
There's a great chance there, Andrew. Robert did everything right. McMacken, going forward, should have held her run for a second off to the side. That's a good response for the Seahawks.
That very well could be the best scoring chance of the afternoon for the Seahawks, even though the offsides was called before McMacken could really get going, getting Abby free in space. It's usually the Seahawks' recipe for success.
McMacken has 5 of the Seahawk goals. Here's a chance.
And it's fired wide. That was Holly Bushelman, who had her shot a little bit deflected. Carly Pollard come way out. And if that had been given up to the left side, you had a wide open Jordan Mitchell there on a pass opportunity.
I think Paula scared her, Andrew. Carly came out.
Mitchell out near the middle of the field, along for Egan. Chips it into the corner. Scott has it hop off her foot and out of play. The Lynx continue to test the right side of the Seahawks defense. Feels like all the action has been over here along the near touchline.
And it's been working for them, as they've had the majority of the chances. And the only goal of this contest came from that side.
Natsuki Farakuchi's kick goes wide. Kick here for McLaughlin. Touch first by the Lynx. Bushelman trying to turn now. Mitchell now trying to get to her right foot. Dancing out of traffic. Kaylee Moorhead along now to the right side for Mitchell. That's knocked away. Trying to find McMacken is denied by the Lynx, who have possession once again. Dignall trying to jump in and take it away. In space now for Robert out at midfield. Tripped up from behind. No whistle. Scott able to keep it alive, trying to cross it in front, and a good job hustling back by Dignall to get in the way of that one.
Good work, Kendall. Kate Scott, come on, act like you want to play, Kate. Let's go, Kate.
Toss in from the near touchline. Bushelman's drive. Hops behind the net and out of play with 2:20 to play in the first half. And the Lynx leading 1-0.
That's with the ball.
Here we go. We're playing hero. Let's go, guys. Focus. Nothing over. Finish strong.
Here we go, Aggie. Let's go.
McLaughlin with the kick. Low spinning kick. Comes up short of midfield. 50-50 ball. Out to midfield now. Robert trying to head it in the direction of McMacken. Tracked down first by the Lynx. That's Sophie Smurthwaite. And her kick goes out of play. Seahawks with the possession and 99 seconds to go here in the first half. Robert back out to midfield. Cody drops it back. Dangerous pass towards McLaughlin as Scott was waiting there. Could have intercepted. Farakuchi plays it now to Mitchell. Mitchell fell down as she tried to drive it forward. Scott now trying to find an angle. Scott down the right side trying to cross it in front. Taken away by the Seahawks. Fed out to midfield with 1:03 to play. Fired down the far side.
Left in the half.
Player for the Seahawks shaken up. And a foul called against the Lynx.
It was Watson who was down, but she's okay.
Holly, can you please, for the love of Christ, get behind the ball? Stand wider! Stand wider! Wider!
McLaughlin drives it forward with 35 seconds. Dignall has it kick away from her. Grabbed by Kaylee Moorhead. McLaughlin chasing it back, will feed it off the field of play. Mitchell will have to hustle. 20 seconds now to play in the first half. Lobs it in. Moorhead moves it to the left side for a drive. Grabbed by Paula with 12 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Paula's high kick will just hang in the air. And that is how the final seconds will come off the clock here in the first half. 1-0 Lesley with the lead. Rachel Buckley, who was the hero for the Lynx in their last game against Elms, has the only goal so far here today between both teams. Sal, what's your assessment of that first half for both sides?
It seems as though the Lynx right now, Andrew, wanted a little bit more. The last 10 minutes, they really brought it in terms of pressure. They weren't able to finish the low chance they had in the last 10 minutes, but you can just feel their energy. It's superior to the Seahawks, and the Seahawks are going to have to make some adjustments if they're going to tie this game in the second half.
We will take a break as we have reached halftime. 1-0 Lesley with the lead over Salve Regina. We'll be back. Welcome back to Reynolds Field here on the campus of Salve Regina University in beautiful and historic Newport, Rhode Island. Andrew Pizzelli alongside Sal Gutteri bringing you the call here today between the Seahawks and the Lynx. And Lesley with the 1-goal lead, 1-0. Rachel Buckley scoring pretty early into this one. And Sal, when we look down the stats, we felt like the Lynx had control of this one, and the Seahawks had some chances but haven't been able to really put anything on the net. Well, that is true because 0 shots in the game. They have not been able to put foot to ball towards the cage yet here in this one. What needs to change for the Seahawks here in the second half?
The Seahawks just got to put the ball down and play, Andrew. We've been saying it all season, this kick and run stuff, and it's on full display this afternoon. They just got to put the ball down, possess. And we haven't been saying Brittany Gahn's name much. Maybe once or twice.
Yeah, she's grabbed the ball a couple of times off of just the ball being in her vicinity and wanting to clean it up and not take any chances. But she is yet to have to make a save. See if that changes here in the second half in the early going. Paula's kick comes to midfield, and it goes off the head of Kerry Larson back into Lynx territory. Abby McMacken trying to chase it down, can't keep it in play, and they're going to give it back to the Lynx. Hopping off of Kayumjin, throw in here for the Seahawks. Jen Quinn lobs into the corner. Jamie Robert pokes it to Quinn out high. Quinn trying to drive it towards the net off of McMacken, bouncing to the left side, headed towards the goal, and it goes wide.
Definitely a good start for the Seahawks, Andrew. We spoke in the first 5 minutes of the first half. It'll be imperative for them to win those first 5, and it'll be more important for them to win this first 5. Even if they don't find the back of the net, they need to gain some momentum.
Battle for the ball. McMacken trying to rip it away. Now McMacken off and running left side, dropping it along into space. And offsides is called. Kick here for the Lynx. Long ball back into Lynx territory. McMacken trying to pressure from behind. Down goes Gahn, and the ball is fed out of play.
That's great pressure there from McMacken.
Toss in from the far corner towards McMacken. Looking to dance down low, has it run off her foot. Free in the corner now.
And Maxwell's ruled offsides.
Tough call. She looked like she had some space there to work with. Buckley now lobs it left side, bouncing for Kayumjin against Cody. Kayumjin crosses it in front, and the header goes high and wide.
That's a great ball from Kayumjin. I heard head coach Paul Vasconcelos at halftime talking about how their services and crosses need to be away from the keeper. And the first one of the second half, these girls listen to their coach. That was a great chance for the Lynx to double their lead.
Ball comes right to Buckley. Headed into the corner, trying to track it down is Cynthia Ramos.
And that's a foul on Molly Leary right in front of the corner flag. It'll be a 3-man wall for the Seahawks.
Back door, ladies! Let's put it in! Here we go!
There's 6 Lynx in the box, 1 at the top of the box.
Rick, we gotta be more assertive back here. We gotta figure it out.
Here comes the kick. Gonna sail out high, loose on the ground. And the Seahawks are able to clear it. Back out to midfield. Pinching in is Matheson. Chips it into the far side corner, looking for Kendall Egan. Bouncing out high. And Emily Zimrella able to rip it free. Moves it along for Amanda Bentz. And now Maxwell trying to squirt it out to midfield, looking for McMacken. Kicked away from her by Sophie Smurthwaite. Ball out of play will belong to Salve Regina. Nearly 5 minutes gone here in the second half.
Counter, I can't just be telling you all the time, pick up 10.
Let's go, ladies! Let's go, Ray! Get high! Nice hope. Yeah, good hope! Push up! Push up!
McLaughlin kicks it out of play. It will belong to the Lynx.
Check out! Give her options!
Ball punched high in the air. Kerry Larson kicks it out of play. Cody will throw in. Cody trying to chip it for Robert.
It's behind us.
Ball out of play. Zimrella will throw in from the far side. Trying to turn it towards the net. Denied there. McLaughlin pinching in from her backfield position to the near side now. Katie Zimrello leaves it in space for Kara Cody. Cody run off the ball by Kayunjin. McMacken trying to turn and get around Smurthwaite, doing a good job. The two of them fall to the ground. Play continues. Zimrello chipping it all the way in deep into the far side corner. It'll go out of play and go back to the Lynx.
Here we go, Ellie. Let's go, Gray! Go, Lynx! Here we go, girls!
Robert trying to knife her way through the Lynx defense. Has it poked free out of play. Seahawks will throw in from the far corner. Looking for McMacken. And Buckley fires it long and deep. Bentz drops it back off, fired long and deep now. Gon comes all the way out to make the grab.
Great aggressiveness there from Gon, Andrew. McMacken and Maxwell were both charging that ball. Ultimately, Maxwell called off McMacken.
3. 26.
17.
Thank you.
Ball played into the corner. Zimrello tracking back, trying to keep it away from Egan. Feeds it out of play. Throw in for Seashoals. And we'll get the subs coming in now for the Lynx.
Entering the match for Lesley, number 3, Jordan Mitchell. And number 17, Shale Ellen Caballero.
Mitchell up high. Katie Zimrello. Seahawks move it out to midfield. Matheson drives it out of play down the far sideline. Race for the ball down the left side now. And a good job defensively by the Lynx. Kept alive up top, though, by Robert for a moment. Thrown towards the cage. It bounces wide.
It's a golden opportunity for the Seahawks there. Quinn on the doorstep, unable to finish.
And that shot coming from the left side.
Miscommunication there. And Melanie Mathewson clears it out. It'll be a corner for the Seahawks. A big chance.
Come on, ladies, let's go! Get it out!
Katie Zamrello in the near side corner, right side. Drives it towards the goal, bouncing in front, knocked away. Headed in the air once, still inside the 18, now squirts outside. Controlled by the Lynx, and they're off and running. Looking to move. Ball chipped to the near side. Ellen Caballero fires it over the right side. Emily Zamrello with position. And Carly Paula comes out to get the ball. It's still loose. And now they'll call a foul here against the Lynx. Three-person collision there. Zamrello, Paula, and Buckley. Or excuse me. Make that Seashoals.
Jordy.
Here we go.
Get up! Is it a kick? Kayla, take this! Take this!
Here we go, Gray. We win, Gray. Let's go, Gray.
Come to us and win the ball.
Ball poked free. Now up top, Mitchell trying to turn. Kick towards the net goes well wide.
Right now, Andrew, the Seahawks seem a bit disgruntled. And the Lynx applying that pressure yet again that we saw so much in the first half.
Inside, not drop. Kendall, don't drop.
Kick once again for Salve. 134 to play here in the second half. Buckley heads it forward. Mitchell trying to turn, looking for an angle. Gives it up to Buckley, trying to play it back into the corner towards Ellen Caballero. Ellen Caballero now with spaces. A player goes down for the Lynx. Ball poked away. All the way up top it comes. Straub back into the corner. Buckley with a drive that's going to go well wide.
Emily, what are you doing? Get over there, Kendall. Good, home. Get wide, quick. There, that's
Throw in here for Salve. Egan disrupting that, fires it away and off onto Lawrence Avenue. Out to midfield, Mitchell has it run away from her foot. Back to midfield in a crowd, Cody. McLaughlin steps to it. And it feels like a big game of monkey in the middle happening right now at midfield. The ball just changing hands quickly.
Seems like it's a battle in the midfield right now, Andrew. You said it. No team really generating any chances.
Can we coin the phrase monkey in the midfield?
I think we just did.
Zamrello. Now McLaughlin. Bentz trying to touch it in front. McMacken had it run away from her. Along the near side. Good hustle to keep it in from Jen Quinn. Seahawks will throw in. Cody along the near side. Buckley knocks it out of play. Cody will try again from midfield, right in front of our broadcast spot. Headed out of play by the Lynx. Shael Allen Caballero. Cody puts it high in the air towards the goal, grabbed by Gon. Ball deflected for a moment. Now turning with it is Jordan Mitchell. Angling out towards midfield, leaves it to the right side. Fudakachi with a drive, and she scores! Natsuki Farakuchi from distance.
That's a great build-up, Andrew. They just played it very simple. There's no reason to do too much. And Farakuchi with a rope. It looked like Paula didn't even see it.
We'll get you a look here at the replay.
23 for 13.
And just a rope moving from right to left. Beats Paula and gives the Lynx a 2-0 lead.
Much needed insurance.
One goal in the first half and one goal here in the second.
It's a late tackle from Jamie Robert there.
Lesley goal scored by number 30, Natusi Fudakachi. Assisted by number 3, Jordan Mitchell.
That's a monstrous goal here for the Lynx.
Much needed breathing room. The Seahawks came close a few times since the start of the second half, but it was definitely huge for the Lynx to double that lead. And the Seahawks' offensive woes continue, Andrew.
Zamorello heads it out of play. The Lynx will toss in again. 28-51 and counting to go here in the second half. Ball back to the Lynx side of the field. Seashoals plays it into space. Farakuchi tips it into the corner. Now Egan down the right side. Stop and start. Able to get around Zamorello, trying to chip it in front. Buckley with a drive that goes wide.
Again? This literally happened yesterday. A little too much.
Salve Regina substitution number 23, Jessica Watson.
Under 28 to play. Kick from the Seahawks. Bouncing out to the far side.
Yep.
Bentz trying to rip it free at midfield.
23.
Chip towards the goal and gone. Reading that one beautifully, comes out and gets it before Abby McMacken would have a chance to get her foot on it.
Mia.
Quinn can't get to it. Larson feeds it back in towards Seahawk territory. Kara Cody with position, trying to turn away from Julie Kahn. And the two of them tumble to the ground. Excuse me, not Kahn. Make that Alan Caballero along the near side. It's been a physical game from the get-go. We've seen players on the field a lot.
Kyra Harbus.
Definitely hard fought.
3.
And the fouls were even at the half.
Entering for Salve Regina, number 25, Mia Papiro.
As Mia Papiro replaces Jen Quinn for the Seahawks.
Cody tosses it in, bouncing towards McMacken, trying to fight her way down the right side. It goes out of play. McMacken will quickly throw in, trying to find Robert. Kicked away by McKenna Straub. Dancing is Mitchell away from Leary. Now trying to turn the corner at midfield. Mitchell along for Buckley. And she sends it into the far corner right side.
And it's vibrating.
And now it's crossed in front, left for a header that's grabbed by Paula. Chance there for Kira Harbus on the header opportunity. Paula with the kick, sailing towards McMacken, leaving it at midfield. Bentz trying to step to it, intercepted first by Seashoals. Robert now trying to turn at midfield, kicks it on the goal, and it's saved by Gone.
Here's a chance for Caballero down the side. It's a cross. Akiyuchi with a shot, and it's saved by Paula.
You can tell this.
It'll be a corner for the Lynx. Futakuchi there with a chance to get her second of the afternoon.
And we've said it, Sal, the reserves for the Lynx have come on and brought great energy. Corner opportunity here, trying to tack on another goal. Looking for even more insurance. On the ground, Robert gets to it first. All the way out to Kira Harbus. Harbus now giving ground at midfield. Plays it to the right side. Chip towards the box. Mitchell trying to stay onside. And McLaughlin will just feed it out of play.
And you're getting this up for them, 21.
Toss in here for the Lynx. Headed away from Buckley. Ball out of play, and it'll be throw in once again for Hope Seashoals.
You and Chica side by side. You have half the field, she has the other half.
Entering the match for Lesley, number 21, Kayla Chicas.
Freshman Kaylee Chicas checking into the game for Rachel Buckley, who had the first goal in this game.
One goal in each half for the Lynx.
Buckley had the one goal for the Lynx in their win against Elms. Overtime victory.
And Robert is tripped up, and it'll be a foul. It'll be McLaughlin on the free kick.
Buckley's got 2 goals now on the season. First goal of the year for Futakuchi. She does have 1 assist coming into today.
Maxwell's tackled. And the Lynx moving up the field.
Futakuchi trying to chip it into space. Ranging there for it is Papiro. Papiro trying Trying to poke it past 2 Lynx. McMacken fires it into the corner. Papiro will chase it. Bentz steps to this ball, trying to move it back into the corner. It'll be grabbed by the Lynx. Papiro trying to trace down Faracucci from behind.
Way to go, LU! Keep this up, LU! Let's go, girls!
And the Lynx will throw in right in front of the Seahawks bench. Holding it is Kira Harbis with 21-22 to play.
You gotta angle your body.
Here we go, first 2, LU!
Cody. Papiro to Cody, and she had it stuck between her calves. Don't often see that. The ball just jammed between the kneecaps there. Cody laughing about that one.
We've seen some interesting things so far this season.
Here we go, nothing over.
I mean, there's no such thing as traveling in soccer.
That's the closest thing to it, I'd say. Basketball season just around the corner.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can tell me if there's a rule on that, but I don't think you're going to get very far either way, carrying the ball between your knees.
I mean, if you could do it, that's awesome. But
that'd be more along the lines of a dude perfect,
yeah,
type feat. Big time play there by Cody again. Challenging in the air. Now a shot comes right to Paula off the foot of Jordan Mitchell.
And the Lynx bench not happy there, Andrew, as Cody was playing on the ground.
5, 10, 7, 12.
And that is not allowed in this game.
Mitchell trying to turn to the inside around Leary. Plays it off. Chip towards Alan Caliero. Back out to midfield. Matheson giving away to Robert at midfield. Robert challenged by Kaylee Chicas, and she will carry it now into the offensive end. Softly playing it down into the corner. Drive will go wide to the left side. Alan Caliero tracking it down in the corner. Papiro shielding away Kira Harbis from the ball. And it'll roll out of play and belong to the Lynx.
Entering the match for Lesley, number 27, Nicole Buckley. And entering the match for Salve Regina, number 5, Devin DeFalco. And number 7, Emily Smith.
Ball played in front, knocked away by McLaughlin. Tied up, second chance shot from Mitchell is blocked. Smith now, who just checked into the game, turns, fires it out to midfield. Played back in once again by McKenna Straub. Trying to turn with it is Nicole Buckley. And we'll get a foul here against Salve. 18 and counting to play here in the second half. 2-0 Lesley with the lead. And the kick here from Melanie Matheson. Falls to the right side. Seahawks trying to clear it. And offsides is called.
Free kick there, won by the Lynx, and Watson clears it out. The Lynx controlling in the midfield as they look to move up.
Oh, that was like hard to reach.
Mitchell met by Cody, but she gets by Cody.
Seashoals trying to lob it, and Paula will call for it. The Seahawks are going to have to hurry here now. They've had their struggles this game generating offense. They're going to have to ramp up the pressure with 17 minutes left to play in the half and trailing by 2.
And I'd imagine, Andrew, that McMacken will not be on the bench for long.
She had yet to come out, so just get a quick breather, talk some strategy, and then come back in. Ball bounces in front of Paula. She'll snag it. Long kick from Carly. Bouncing into Lynx territory. Grabbed by Smurthwaite. Sam Ring at midfield along the far side. Nicole Buckley trying to get it back. Down the right side now, Mitchell. Chasing up to it. McLaughlin now comes to challenge. Mitchell has it run off her foot, and this will be a corner chance for the Lynx. With 15:51 to play in the half.
Entering the match for Lesley, number 20, Caitlin Scott, and entering for Salve Regina, number 11, Jen Quinn.
It'll be McKenna Straub in the corner. Straub swings the leg. Ball deflects away off of Scott. DeFalco trying to find Robert at midfield. Seashoals punches it back into Seahawk territory. That's fed out of play along the far touchline.
Gabby Vasona will replace Alan Caballero. With just under 15 remaining
Gabby Vasona
here at Reynolds. Seahawks running out of time. Why Leonard laugh?
31 who you want? Thank you.
Bouncing ball near the 18. Seahawks feed it out to midfield, trying to get Robert in a run. Chasing it down is Smurthwaite. And she just feeds it out of play. Seahawks will throw in from in front of their own bench. It will be Cody. DeFalco turns and lobs it into an open area at midfield. Lynx there first to touch it.
I'm trying to make something to play on this.
I see you guys.
Keep working, Nicole. Keep working.
DeFalco can't get to it before Gabby Vasona.
Let's build. Let's build. Build.
7 for 22.
We won it for. Okay.
Seashoals touching into the corner. Scott pinching in. Ball out of play with 13:22 to play. And more subs.
Amanda Fantasia enters for the Seahawks.
Entering the match.
Her first action
number 7,
here today.
Kaylee Moorhead, and number 31,
She'll replace Jamie Robert.
Lee Dietrich. Entering for Salve Regina, number 15, Amanda Fantasia.
Mitchell trying to catch up to it along the far side for Lesley. Cannot. It will be a throw-in, though, for Seashoals. And the Lynx happy to take their time.
Seahawks generating minimal offense as of right now, Andrew, and that's been the story of this one.
Mitchell trying to get to her right foot, drives it on the net, and it's saved by Paula. Spence. Now Smith. DeFalco at midfield. Playing it into space. Looking for Fantasia, who's come in to play forward here. Fantasia spent a lot of time this season at back. Getting a chance here. Seahawks is trying to push some buttons, look for some offense. .11:27 and counting. Scott pokes it into the corner. Seashoals, long line drive, hanging in the air towards Paula. She's able to hold on.
Good stuff, Kira. We see you working.
Cody. Pushed down from behind.
And Cody's been taking a beating today, Andrew. She's been on the ground a lot, but she's fighting through.
Kiara Harbus heading it back into Seahawk territory now. Bentz trying to fire it down the left side.
And Abby McMacken and Jamie Robert will check back in. A last gasp effort for the Seahawks with just over 10 minutes remaining.
Very brief rest for Robert.
Salve Regina number 10, Abby McMacken, and number 21, Jamie Robert.
Let your bad side back do it. Now you're free to the ball.
Robert trying to get to it, cannot. Around Fantasia. Fantasia, though, battling to try and keep it alive. It'll go out of play. 9:45 and counting.
Here we go, Greg. Here we go.
Possession still for the Lynx. Leading 2-0. A goal in the first half from Rachel Buckley. And then one here from the second from Natsuki Fatakuchi. And now the clock will stop as a player is down for Lesley. And while she is checked on, we will take a quick break and be back. 9:18 to go in the second half. Lesley leading 2-0. Welcome back to the field. 9:18 to play as Nicole Buckley gingerly walks off the field. And it's been a physical game here today between the Seahawks and the Lynx.
It's a second Link to exit. Taylor Mayberry exited in the first half.
Kayla Harbis along for Gabby Visona. Pressure from behind from Jen Quinn. Abby McMacken angled off the play by Visona. Now out to midfield. Running is Julie Kahn. Trying to keep the ball alive, battling with Emily Smith. Abby McMacken now at the midfield stripe. Plays it across the left side to Maxwell. Visona with 8:27 to play. Across to Kahn. Scott on the right side has her pass deflected. It comes to Kahn though. Smith. And the Lynx able to retain possession, pinning the Seahawks in their zone. Seahawks have not been able to connect some passes here.
Lynx doing a great job of holding on to this lead, Andrew. Mountains of pressure, and the Seahawks have been unable to generate anything going forward.
Ball hopped away from Fantasia. Great closing speed though from Fantasia to catch up to that and try and get around Kuyumjin. Ball in the corner. Fantasia and Kuyumjin battle. You can see there the speed from Amanda Fantasia. Maxwell down the left side along the goal line has her pocket picked. Off and running now are the Lynx with the lead. 7:15 to play in the second.
She's either checking to you or she's not.
6, who are you going in for? No, it's ours.
Throw in here for Salve. Far side corner. Ball finds Robert. Players fall down, and a foul here against the Lynx. And it's going to be McMacken, it would seem, on the kick. The Seahawks are going to need this with 6.5 to play and counting.
About to say, Andrew, this is a big time chance for the Seahawks.
McMacken drives it towards the goal, headed by Robert, wide left, and back out towards midfield. Cody trying to play it back to the defense, and it's grabbed by the Lynx. Off and running is Moorhead. Moorhead to the right side first. Scott rolls it on the goal, and it's booted away, hustling back.
McLaughlin saving a goal there, Andrew. Keeping the Seahawks in it with just under 6. Careless play from Cody there, but McLaughlin bailed her out.
That could have been the cherry on top for the Lynx. Life here still for the Seahawks, but they have to hurry. And they have to get the ball.
4. Thank you. Get that.
Cody trying to move it forward to Quinn. That's knocked away. Turning up high with it is Kahn. Back out to midfield. Seashoals trying to chip it into Scott's corner. Matheson plays it down the far corner.
Julia DeMars and Sophie Smurthwaite will enter.
I just supposed to stop time now.
Entering the match for Lesley, number 4, Julia DeMars, and number 6, Sophie Smurthwaite.
I'm supposed to stop time in 5 minutes.
Awesome stuff, though. Nice job, Carrie. Here we go.
Start it.
Here you go, you.
I think he was catching up for his messed up time.
Throw in here from the Lynx. in the shadowed part of the field now. Ball knocked away from Smith. Scott up high, trying to find Visona. Scott now wide of Mitchell. Ticking towards 4 minutes to play here in the second half. Seahawks trailing 2-0. Pinned in their own zone. Mitchell turning the corner right side. Mitchell firing it in front, blocked there. Bouncing ball out near the 18. Seahawks try and control it, but it's grabbed by the Lynx. Now make this Quinn on the near side. Will throw in. Cody with 3.5. Trying to find Robert, who's pushed from behind. McLaughlin with the ball exactly at midfield and 3:20 to play in the half. Swings the right leg. Kick twirling towards the Lynx zone. Bounced around a couple times. It comes back to midfield. Smith trying to step to it. Instead, it finds Mitchell at midfield. Sends Kahn away. Mitchell now sends it towards the goal. Cody will have to chase it down in the corner. The ball just dies in the grass. Cody now trying to turn. Can't keep it on the field of play. .237 and counting. Kahn free up top with a soft, low dribbling drive that's grabbed by Paula. And the Lynx right now in the driver's seat. 2-0 the lead. 2 minutes to play. And they have effectively kept the Seahawks on their side of the field.
Andrew, the Seahawks have not been able to generate anything in the second half. Not much of a sense of urgency, being down the 1 goal, and then the Lynx able to get that second goal to double that lead. And that this 2-goal lead right now seems like 10.
Quinn trying to turn down the right side. Flips it into space, and Gahn will come out and gobble it up before the Seahawks can get to it. And not even the scoring chances, just the possession just hasn't been there for the Seahawks either to be able to build.
Haven't been able to put together multiple passes at once. And that second goal from the Lynx was caused by that.
Fantasia with a long try, and it's grabbed by Gahn.
1 minute left in the half.
Final minute.
Let's focus. Good
It's a great ball from Mitchell.
Paula coming out to grab it, and down is Caitlin Scott.
Hey, let's pay attention, ladies.
26 seconds to play. Robert at midfield, chipping it towards Fantasia. Knocked away from her. McMacken with 17. Fires it down the left side. Foot race forward. Amanda Fantasia will get to it first. And then it runs off her foot out of play. And we'll get the final countdown here from public address announcer Matt Hurd. Final seconds will tick off the clock.
2, 1.
And that'll do it. A shutout performance for the Lynx. Back-to-back shutouts. They win 2-0 here today to improve to 5-3 overall on the season. Britley Gahn gets the shutout. in net. Did not have to do much. The Seahawks offense could not find their groove here today. They fall to 3-4-0 on the season. And next up, they will return to conference play this weekend, short time from now on Saturday against Western New England here at 12 p.m. Sal, what is your takeaway from this game here today?
Andrew, the Seahawks have to figure something out going forward. They've been unable to generate many chances in the past 3 games, and if they're going to compete in the conference, they're going to need to figure something out, go back to the drawing board with a big contest on Saturday against Western New England.
Fall Festival weekend for the Seahawks. Every team will be in action here at home. I'd like to thank you all for joining and listening with us here this afternoon. Once again, your final Lesley 2, Salve Regina 0 for Sal Gutteri. I am Andrew Pizzelli. Have a good night, everyone.